Most of our teams span multiple generations, and that shows up in how people like to communicate, how they want feedback, how they prefer to learn, and what makes them stay. The Gray Goldfish Generational Matrix is a helpful reminder of that. It points out that people from different generations may respond differently to communication, training, feedback, flexibility, and recognition, but the goal is not to put anyone in a box. The goal is to lead with awareness, flexibility, and curiosity. A better question than "what generation is this person?" is "what helps this person do their best work?" Now let's talk about the level where most people really feel it, their manager. The manager experience becomes the employee experience. If staff experience silence, mixed messages, or a lack of recognition from leadership, that becomes part of why they leave. If they experience clear communication, appreciation, coaching, and support, that becomes part of why they stay. 3 habits make a big difference. Communicate early and clearly. Silence creates uncertainty. Clear communication builds trust. Recognize effort. People stay where they feel seen, respected, and valued. Coach for growth. When someone can see a future with you, they're more likely to stay with you. If leadership focuses only on filling vacancies, we stay stuck in replacement mode. When leadership focuses on recognition, development, and support, we start building stability. Before we move into apprenticeships and long-term pathways, I want to talk about how we staff right now. A lot of rural hospitals are experimenting with alternative staffing ideas, not because it's trendy, but because the old patterns are colliding with new realities. On this slide, you'll see a small menu of options: theme-based coverage, cross-training for flexibility, so more than one person can step into key tasks when census spikes or someone is out. A simple flex or float role. On the scheduling side, some facilities are piloting flexible or self-scheduling, especially where flexibility is a big retention driver. Others are using telehealth-supported coverage or building a trusted PRN partner network so they don't have to carry permanent FTEs for rare surges. You do not have to do all of this. The real question is there one small experiment that would make staffing feel a little more sustainable for your team? Imagine you have a unit where census swings a lot, your team is thin, and everyone feels like they're always one call away from crisis. That's a pretty common story in critical access hospitals. Here are 3 experiments that can help without blowing up your whole staffing model. First, cross-training for flexibility. You cross-train a small group for ED triage, admissions, or another high-pressure area, so you're not relying on just one person when things spike. Second, a simple flex role. You still staff your usual assignments, but one nurse or MA each shift is labeled flex. Their job is to go where the pressure is highest that day instead of being locked to one spot. Third, a flexible schedule pilot. You test self-scheduling or some flexible shift options on one unit for a quarter and pay attention to what happens with morale, sick calls, and retention. None of these require a giant new program. They're small, targeted changes that can make the day feel more manageable for your staff. Now that we've talked about day-to-day staffing and alternative scheduling, I want to zoom out to the longer-term pipeline. Apprenticeships and other earn and learn pathways give rural hospitals a way to grow talent internally instead of always waiting for the perfect applicant to appear from the outside. These models work especially well when you have loyal employees who are ready for the next step but need training, structure, and support. That might be a front desk team member who wants to move into clinical work, or a CNA who is ready for more responsibility. The key leadership message is that these are not extra programs to manage. They are staffing strategies. You can start very simply. Identify one hard-to-fill role. Ask who on your current team could grow into it. Then build training, support, and a realistic timeline around that person. That's how a single vacancy turns into a pathway instead of another endless search. This is what it can look like when you look inside before you start from scratch. A hospital keeps struggling to recruit externally for an entry-level clinical role. At the same time, there's a dependable employee who already knows the patients, understands the pace, and wants to grow. Instead of restarting the outside search again, leaders create a supported pathway for that person. Structured training, mentoring, and a clear next step. The benefits are big. It builds loyalty and internal momentum. People see that the organization invests in its own staff. Second, it reduces dependency on the external market, which is especially important when everyone is chasing the same limited pool. Third, it creates visible career hope for other staff. When people can see a real example of someone moving up, they can picture a future for themselves too.